Hey folks. So I wanted to go over what the multi-repo feature is in DevSwarm. And so generally speaking in DevSwarm, on this sidebar here, we've got all of my different code repositories, right? And each one is tied to a specific Git repo, right? And I've got my workspaces in there doing their thing. And so the goal of DevSwarm is to be able to work in parallel effectively with AI. And so in a given repository, I can have multiple parallel workspaces, each working on different things, different features safely. Now, one challenge is that a lot of organizations have multiple repositories that cover their entire application surface. So instead of having a monorepo where the UI and the server code and the database stuff and the infrastructure stuff, like, all in one code repository, they'll have it on several repositories because maybe they have different teams with different release schedules. And they coordinate using, API contracts enforced with like Swagger docs and stuff like that. And there's a lot of value to that pattern. In fact, that's probably more common than the monorepo pattern. But one challenge is that generally speaking, AI coding assistants like Claude Code, they like to operate on file systems. They work within a folder, really, right? At the end of the day, which means that if your repositories are across many different folders, then you need to put them all together into one spot if you want AI to work across them, which in the world of if you're making an application and you're going to update the UI by allowing someone to upload a new avatar image and you need to make it so you can crop it or something, then that's going to span across the web app or the desktop, your client, right? And it's going to go to your API to upload the bits, and it's going to get stored somewhere, maybe in S3 or something like that. So it goes across. And generally speaking, a common dividing line for multi-repo organizations is where the code is deployed. Is it the web app? And then there's the servers, and then there's the infra. That's not a very uncommon way to organize your work, nor is it incorrect. And so something we've added in 2.4.0 is the ability to create a multi-repo. So I'm going to create one now. So you just go down, click multi-repo. You're going to get this UI here. And essentially, it's kind of like adding several repositories all in a row. And so you can clone it from GitHub. You can choose an existing directory, and you can create new ones. And so I'm just going to choose from my existing directories. I'm going to pull them out of the Acme company here, and I've got, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 repositories. Each one is slightly different here. So admin is I believe a PHP app. Yep, it's going to be a PHP app. And analytics is Python, API is Express, cron is Haskell, I think. Yep, Cabal. Infra, Terraform, marketing is a Vue app, and UI is a React app, right? So we're going to add each of these into my multi-repo. Analytics, API. So here they all are. And I'm going to name this the Acme platform. Create my multi-repo. So here's the Acme platform up here now. And so I'm going to create what's special about the multi-repo setup is in how we treat it with workspaces. Update. I want to add ability to upload a user's avatar. We're going to create that workspace. And so what this is going to do, you can see over here, is that this workspace is going to have each of these repositories checked out at this branch. Now, one concern might be, hey, I don't need all of this stuff here, right? I don't need every time I want to go work on something, I don't need to have all of these. Essentially, what we're aiming for here is that you should never have to wonder and choose and pick like what you need to work with. Creating new workspaces is actually pretty cheap. And what else to illustrate what I'm getting at here is that notice that I'm on this branch here, the add ability to upload user's avatar. If I go to Acme admin, I'm on that branch here. If I go to Acme Analytics, same branch. So what we've done is made it so that essentially all of your different work trees, all of your different repos, we create work trees for all of them. And so you can act on them as though they are one single monorepo and apply your changes to each of them. And then, here, I'm going to simplify it. You rewrite the readmes Spanish, please. So just to illustrate the point here, I'm going to go ahead and have it go through all the readmes and all my repos and just rewrite them in Spanish. And then what I'll do from there is I'll create pull requests for each of them. I want to illustrate the pull request feature that we have, the code review feature that we have with multi-repos. Essentially, the aim here is that if we can make it as easy as possible for you to treat your code base, even if it's across repositories, as though it's a monorepo, that provides a lot of power to you, because that enables you to be able to think in terms of feature changes and not have to navigate repositories. Because frequently, even if it's a different team working on all these different things, you're probably going to be working across several different repos anyways. Go ahead, commit, and let's create a PR for each change. So I've gone ahead, updated my readmes. It's in Spanish now. So what I'm having Claude do now is it's going to go ahead and it's going to create a pull request for each of them. And this will get to the other side of what makes multi-repo special in DevSwarm. One challenge, of course, is that if you're working across different repositories, the UI for code review now means you have to jump to, in this case, 7 different repos to review the code, right? And find the PR amongst all your other team members' PRs. Our goal here is to make it so that instead what happens is that you'll get one UI inside of DevSwarm, and it's going to treat all these PRs as though they're one PR. You'll be able to filter them and stuff. But now you can review it in one conceptual piece, right? You can look at it and see how they all work together, and review each one as though it's one PR, and then submit your reviews to each of them. And by doing that, you get to treat it like one PR, but what actually propagates outwards is all the reviews to all the right places. And the key part here is that under the hood, this is all using Git technology, submodules, things like that. The AI we found with a frontier model is smart enough to be able to handle this just fine. We just need to make it easy to get that stuff all rolling and set up. Okay, all 7 PRs created. So you can see, so here's all the different repos. We created our first PR, but you can review it as a singular PR, right? And then if I review the changes, I'm going to say, translate it to Spanish. All right, so now, okay, so now you can see, so I've got my various repositories open here. And if I go to pull requests, you'll see I've got a pull request here for this README, pull request here for this README. They've all got their different pull requests, right? We can see comment that I left that spanned across them is all here as well. So if there is something else to approve, etc., you can filter it out if you need to. When you go to do the review, when you go to review changes, you can select which members you want to apply something to. But otherwise, it has essentially, the goal here is it should feel like you're just reviewing one PR. And we think that's very powerful. All right, so that is the multi-repo feature in DevSwarm. I really hope you folks enjoy it, and I look forward to talking to you later.